Now I'm going to be reading a lot. So I'm not a professional journalist, I
No
guess.
problem.
Tom Panos, father,
Yes,
brother, son of a Greek immigrant,
Yes.
and respected business individual.
yes,
Looking back at your last, I'm not sure how old you are, I'm going to
Yeah.
say 40 years.
yeah. Now 51.
Over the last 50 years of
Yeah.
happiness,
Yeah.
business successes,
Yeah,
pain and family times,
yes.
what would you say is your secret to life success?
My secret to life success is this. Factor in that it is going to be hard. Factor in that life is not easy. Factor in that problems are not like potential, but they're inevitable. Because I have a fundamental view, Emil, that life is in fact suffering. I believe that life is suffering. I believe that you will bury people you love. I believe that shit things happen to good people. And because I have already factored that that's going to happen, I am not going to be distraught and punched out because I expected that. So that would be in accepting that life is suffering.
Right. Strength, energy, positive mind, an attitude not to give up.
Yeah,
Cancer wanted to beat you,
yeah,
but you lift yourself up,
Yeah.
and you decided to keep smiling and keep moving forward. How did you find the strength to keep moving forward and not to give up?
So pretty much I'm wise enough that each time it's happened. So let me be honest, Emil. The first time I got smashed in the face, and I was in a daze for months because it happened and I thought, there's no cancer in my family, I'm the first, it's not my fault, but it's my problem, and I was pissed off. I had been shortchanged, I was the wrong person, it was not right. But you know what, Emil? What I've learned is, so it's happened 3 times. So you can turn around and say how unlucky that is. No. How many people do you know that have had cancer 3 times and they're still going? So here's what's happened. Each time I learn this, that if something is shit, it doesn't last shit. That eventually this bad time's gonna go over. So I'm wise enough that even though I'm going through pain, I'm able to think to myself, Tom, guess what? In 6 months' time, this is not going to be a problem. And the third thing is, Emil, this. I think the average person understands that when something shit happens, they catastrophize, they awfulize, and they take one event, and what they do is they put it in all areas of their lives. But hey, so you've got a cancer cell that's multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. But guess what? You're still financially secure, so your kids are fine. You're still financially secure, so your wife's not going to be running around selling lottery tickets to try and actually get the kids to an education and have a decent education. You know what? You've got this cancer cell in there, but guess what? There's so many other things that are still ticking along that are fine. So what you do is you actually do not get a problem and say that this is the whole thing is gone and finished. So I think it's being able to have the experience of logically working out, this is not, I don't catastrophize, I don't awfulize. It's not great, but I've got to tell you, there's a lot of other great things that are happening anyway.
But you had a power of positive thinking to be able to do that.
Well, I believe that controlling your mind is probably the most important thing a human being can have, because you can't have a positive life with a negative mind. And that's why I will say to you that I believe that cancer is easier than actually having something wrong with your brain. And I'll tell you why. Because when you've got something wrong with your brain, you don't have the ability to actually think about things in a logical way.
I always say your mind is your best friend and your biggest enemy.
Correct.
What motivates Tom Panos?
Making a difference. Used to be making $1, but guess what? When you've got something and then you realize, hey, I always thought to myself, if I got this, life would be good. And then you realize, hey, I've got this, but I'm still yearning for more. And you think to yourself, I can tell you, no money is ever enough. If you're the sort of person, like, money's like telephone numbers. They just keep going and going and going and going,
Endless.
right? It's endless, right? However, when you get to a certain life where the need for money diminishes because you realize, hey, I'm not going to run out now. It's about making a difference. That's what it is. Because you realize you came on a specific date, you're leaving on a specific date, so there's a start, there's a finish. So what's in the middle? There's this thing called life. That's all there is. So then you think to yourself, start, finish, life. Oh, I make my life so valuable. I make my life, give it some meaning, right? Because at the end of the day, let's face it, Emil, everything we're making, it's being inherited. Just keep your fingers crossed. They marry some good people, right?
Real estate. It is very clear that
Yeah.
you have very strong passion for real estate.
Yeah.
At young age, why did you choose real estate as your career move?
Because I was a fucking shit basketball player. I couldn't kick a soccer ball, so I accepted I'm not going to be a guy that's going to be wearing the number 9 for Australia in the World Cup. I realised 100% that I didn't have the ability to have a score of the top 1% and actually become Australia's number 1 brain surgeon. So what was the outcome? Find something that you like, something that you're good at, and it seemed to have just happened that I thought it was effortless, and I thought to myself, I'm just going with this because this is too good to be true. They're going to pay you this amount of money to actually just talk to 20, 30 people per day, tell them the truth, make them feel good, actually get back to them. Fucking, I'll take this.
And 20 odd years later, you're still
30 years later. 30 years in real estate. 30 years.
You meet successful business owners all the time. What is one thing they all have in common?
The ability to eat shit for a short period of time so they can eat good stuff for the rest of their life. Their ability to actually do things even though they don't feel like it. The ability to come here today and interview me even though you had 2 hours sleep and actually think to yourself, fuck, this is going to be shit. Okay, I've got to get onto a plane, I've got to go there, got to get there, got to get there, 2 hours sleep. The ability to actually pay a price now, but know that you're going to have an end product that's going to be of some value to you later.
Correct. Young people
Yeah.
that are stepping into real estate, first 12 months for them, what is there for them to accept?
That they're not going to make a lot of money. Number 2 is that they're not going to be like the $1 million listing people, Ryan and Frederick or this and that. That's all bullshit. That's fake world. That's like less than 0.5%, right? That's what am I talking about, 0.5%? That's like 1 chance in 50 million. Forget about that game. What you've got to understand is this. If you're a young person in real estate, this is pretty much the deal. Build your brand. Build your database. Don't worry about making money, and understand one thing. Learn your craft inside out. And never ever forget, the 3 years that you suffer for now is going to give you 30 years of paradise.
Technology is changing the way we do business today. How is it changing real estate in your view?
Well, it's totally screwing it up because some people are so dumb that they've actually stopped talking to people and they just send emails. What do the smart people do, Emil? They realize technology does not substitute. Technology complements. So, what you've got to do is be super smart and say, hey, I don't need to have to remember to contact Emil Juresic on the 28th of September because that's the day that he bought his house last year. I'll actually have a system that's going to tell me to do that. That's what technology's done.
100% correct. You are one loud character. I can't run away from that. Everyone knows you. You have lots of fans, but I'm sure there are many other people that might not like you so much. How do you deal with what we all call these days haters? And what advice would you give to others regarding haters, others that are affected by haters?
Okay. So the first thing I will say is that they're going to hate you. They're going to hate you. And the reason I say it is that there is an environment which is everyone wants you to do good till you're better than it. And that basically means that when you're on your way up, people are going to say, mate, top guy, mate, hungry, mate, that guy's going places. What happens is when they go there and you're equal, there's a bit of uncomfortable, fuck, okay, all right. Then you go over and this person starts disliking. They dislike themselves because what they're saying is, why is this person doing what I should be doing? So when someone hates you, what they're really doing is reflecting how they feel about themselves. So what I say is this: never need this person's approval, because if you do, the only way you're going to get it is if you drop a few gears and come back down to them. But you're not that, because this person is not you. Their journey and your journey are two different journeys.
You focus on your journey.
Focus, stay in your lane, because this person's lane's different.
Advice to people that tried something and failed.
They didn't fail. They didn't fail. What actually happened is they learned something. They received data. They were given information that can help them to actually make a better choice and decision. And may I say to you that being successful is not just about hustling and grinding 24/7. It's about making better choices. And the way that you make better choices is by learning from previous experiences, because with better choices, you take better actions. And with better actions, you get better results. So I say you haven't failed. You've received some very useful data.
Last question for Tom Pennis. What is next for Tom Pennis?
Emil, this is what's next. Provide outrageous value to people, and what will happen is they will think the money I pay this person and the value I'm getting is a top deal. We'll keep giving him money. So, you know what? I'm not the sort of person that believes, Emil, that you've got this, like, you know, some people turn around and say, this guy's living his destiny. I don't think that Steve Jobs was born at age 0 and thought, I'm going to create an iPhone. What you do is you continually do stuff to provide incredible value, and that's what I want to do. And the second thing I want to do is, I would like, though it's not in my control, because some things is God, and that is, I would like to stay as long as possible on this planet, having high levels of energy and being able to make choices. There are a group of people, whether they've got anorexia, whether they've got Alzheimer's, whether they've got depression, whether they've been, they've lost their eyesight. They don't have those choices. I would like as much as possible to be able to have choice, to be able to use all my body, to have high levels of energy, because I've got a goal, and that is to make a difference before I make a dollar. And by the way, Emil, it's a funny thing about life. The bigger difference you make, the more dollars you make.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Emil.
I hope that I was good with
That's
questions.
a great question. Thank you.